screen. Lovely, thank you, Jess. Okay, so just going over that again, because I was muted for all of that, so apologies for that. So we're just recapping ratio. So if you feel you're comfortable with this, please feel free to get on with the Dr. Frost questions. Now, there are 3 ways a ratio question can come up, okay? The first one is when they give you the total amount, okay? When the question was worded that they give you the total. So here we're told that A and B share some money in the ratio 3:5, and they share a total of £160. So where the question involves a total, you need to work out the total number of shares. So A is the first person, B is the second person, so the total number of shares is obviously 3 plus 5 equals 8. So there are 8 shares. So that £160 is being shared across 8 shares. So just establish the relationship between the amount of the money and the number of shares. And on this occasion, it is 8 shares. Okay. So then go back to 1 share. Always go back to 1 share. So how do we go from 8 shares to 1 share? We divide by 8. So £160 divided by 8 is 20. So every share is worth £20. Now with this question, they're asking us how much does B get? Now B has 5 shares, so it's 5 lots of £20, which is £100. Okay, so just to quickly recap, the £160 was the total number of shares. So the 160 was the 8 shares. I then divided to get back to 1 share, and then I answered the question. The question asked me how much does B get, and B has got the 5 shares, so it was 5 lots of the £20. So that's the first way these questions can be worded. Now, secondly, they could give you what one specific person gets. So this wording now says that A gets 150, not 150 in total. A gets 150. So A has the 3 shares, so that £150 is the 3 shares. Okay, that £150 is the 3 shares. Okay, so 150 times 3 shares. So again, as always, once you've got that initial fact, go back to what 1 share is worth. So we've got to divide by 3 on this occasion, getting from 3 to 1 shares. 150 divided by 3 is £50. So each share is worth £50. And then the question says, how much does B get? Well, look up, B's got the 5 shares. So how much does B get? Is going to be 5 times the £50, which is £250. So just slight variation in the wording just means your opening line is different. And the third one, okay, where are you given, this is where you're given the difference. So I've got a slight mistake in the wording here, that should be B and A. So we're now looking at the third possibility. This is the trickiest one. It's where the question tells you the difference. Now here we are told that B gets £150 more than A. There's not how much A gets or B gets, it's how much more they get. So look up at the ratio. The ratio is 3 to 5. How many more shares does B have? B has 2 more shares. B has 2 more shares. That's obviously just 5 take away the 3. B has 2 more shares. So B has £150 more money and he has 2 more shares. So that must mean that £150 relates to 2 shares. So it's just getting that opening line right. So if 2 shares is worth £150, 1 share must be worth 75. So how much does B get? Question says how much does B get? Well, B has the 5 shares, so 5 times 75, which is 375. So apologies for wasting 5 minutes of your life. Okay, that's it. So I will stop the record. I think the only thing perhaps another time one of you could have done, I know you were writing things and sort of waving and all that stuff. If you just had your camera on and then just sort of mimicked that you couldn't hear anything, I'd have picked up the camera at the bottom of the screen. But that all said, it's totally my fault. Right, let's just go and stop the recording.